A Wall Street major put out its earnings last night, and it was quite a disappointment. I'm talking about Netflix. Now, one would imagine that while we're locked up at home, OTT platforms would be surging, and while part of that may be true, ultimately we have to understand that all these are paid services, and in the current economy, people aren't able to pay for even essentials in some countries and places. So OTT will definitely be taking a back seat, and that's perhaps what's reflecting in the numbers. Now, Netflix Q2 are the numbers that just came out. Your revenues were okay, 6.15 billion versus what analysts thought would come in at 6.08 billion. However, on the margins and profitability, there's been a significant hit. EPS for the quarter came in at $1.59 per share versus an expected $1.81 per share. So that's not a small trim, it's quite a large miss. So this is obviously attributed toward COVID. I'll get you a quote from what the CEO had to say in the presser post the results. He said that growth is slowing as customers get through the initial shock of COVID and social restrictions. So they do expect customer spends to come down, and they do also expect some customer attrition, and they also expect customer addition to slow down. Analysts were previously working with addition figures of around 5.27 million per quarter. We're now looking at a figure that's less than half of that at 2.5 million. So that's definitely going to hurt your forward estimates. With that being said, guidance has still come in for 6.33 billion in Q3, which is just a mild decline from what was expected at 6.4 billion. And on the margin front as well, they're saying it's going to be not that bad. They're looking at an EPS of $2.09 per share, which is above analyst estimates of $2.01 per share. So some mixed commentary coming in as far as what the management is communicating and as far as what the estimates are and what the actual performance is doing. But that being said, these things happen sometimes, and who knows, you may see a sharp rebound next quarter, you may not. Either way, Netflix investors definitely took it on the chin and took some time to digest this slowdown in growth as well as the EPS miss, which saw the stock tumble quite a bit and contributed to the Nasdaq's subsequent fall in trade that we saw, as Netflix is a heavyweight on that index.